program contains adult subject matter. Viewer discussion is advised.
Good morning, anti-socialites and rockers! Good morning, anti-socialites and rockers! It's that time again. Wake the fuck up. This is gonna be one sweet Saturday, so very ready. It's time to rock out to another wicked fucking day. The coffee's always darker before the sun comes up. But if you don't see the sun, it doesn't mean it's not daytime. The summer's only here one time a year. Have yourself a beer and get ready for some sick and twisted animations and sick humor on Disabled Cable. The show hits you right in the funny bone every time. Oh yeah! Disabled Cable. The kind of show that you just have to see at 420. Getting stoned before work each day.
January 21st, 1793.
Well, our story begins on the 21st of January in 1793. And on this day, in 1793, my grandmother, Claire Legrand's great-great-grandparents were both beheaded. What had happened, as I was told, was that the police tax collectors were collecting tax in the name of the king, but not informing the king about the tax collecting and keeping it for themselves. And then overtaxing the people until they were poor. The government was being formed by the king, of all the landowners and all the business owners. But the serfs, the working class people, in other words, who rented homes and did not own homes yet, like much of the millennial generation here today, they could not vote. But the Congress of the landowners and business owners could vote amongst themselves. But that made the working class very pissed off already. They just did not understand what was going on. Of course they'd be able to vote in time. They had to bring that up. But still, it was in its infancy. And at this time, we were going to bring back the hierarchy where we decide on what is being run how. And that is much how Britain is done now today with the Parliament. The police had a plan to tax the people to death by collecting taxes relentlessly in the name of the king, but the king never knew. So the king never received any of the money. And because the king did not collect the taxes, he did not have it in the budget to pay for the guard army to protect him at the time. So Louis and Mary both lost their heads. So my grandmother's great-grandfather had left for Belgium. Where in Belgium they were favored by the royalty of Belgium because they were good friends and wanted to protect. The name Legrand was then changed to Legrange, which was the Flemish pronunciation of the name Legrand. After the First World War, my family came to Canada from Belgium, and then it moved from Manitoba to British Columbia. And then I was born. But I gotta tell you the truth. I don't have a French accent, okay? I'm a voice actor who does animations and stuff like that. But yeah, that is my family, that is my grandmother, that is the truth. about the French Revolution, please understand that we need to get rid of the fucking police, okay? Right now, they totally screwed me, and you know, a lot of people have gone to death row and stuff like that who were innocent. So defund the police, all right? Trust me. I should be the frickin' king because I believe in actual liberty, freedom, equality, all that good stuff. And you know what? Is there a problem with someone who says you don't really need law when you could just talk to your person that is having a problem? You have the neighbors, everyone in the community, just talk to that one person, because it's not going to be everyone who's doing the crime. It's not everyone who's going to be doing abusive things. Everyone just has to talk to them like they do on native reserves. I mean, come on, people, think about it. We don't need police. Move over, Mr. Potato Head. There's an all-new family of flavor.
Hi, my name is Chris P. Russett, and I am a real baby spud. My family and I sat on the couch for way too long, watching our favorite TV show, and became actual couch potatoes. I've heard some people say, Chris P. Russett, you are a real chip off the old block. How do you stay so salty and fresh? Well, I always say a healthy coating radiation from my TV set helps me stay vibrant and strong, even when the days are long.
We got giant cheese nut flavors, man. Oh yeah. Now in an all-new flavor. You're never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream. C.S. Lewis.
False information.
The same information was chucked in another boat by independent fact checkers.
I will use iceberg smoke.
Well, I slow down and slow.
Well, you've heard of Robot Wars, haven't you? Check out these camera robots. These are motion following, auto-tracking camera robots. And they're going to do a lot of filming for me by setting them up and just letting it go. Now this is how you really use a shoe stretcher. You spray it right down to the soap, and then you stretch it out. You put it in your car in the middle of the summertime in the sunshine, and it just bakes right in. This is how you get it done. Then once the style shoes have been all broken in from the shoe stretcher, you can wear them anywhere you want, and they fit great, and they feel great, and they look great, and you feel great and look great. So now you're ready to rock the best memories that you could ever make in your lifetime. Look what I picked up from Chanel for Kitten. Even got her a pair of Balenciaga socks that go with them. Now, if you're wondering what it is that I got here, check it out. Comes with an authentication card and number. These are the new Chanel Pharrells. They are the girliest sneakers I could ever imagine getting here. She is going to enjoy them so much. I hope they are really comfortable, because, you know, for this type of money, they should be comfortable. They come with new shoestrings as well. Let's take a look at the price here. Okay, here it is. Chanel Pharrell sneakers. Ooh, look at that, $5,000. And that's before tax, by the way.
In the beginning is how the story ended.
messages. We'll be right back with more disabled cable. DTS1, Shop and Social.
14 KGB played in gold, Walter Brady, now only $25.
The best deals are here. Shop and compare. You can check anywhere else. Why pay more?
Identical bracelets on other sets go for way more.
The best deals are here.
14 KGB played gold, 5mm Walter bracelets, now only $25.
Shop and Social. DTS1.
Cleared.
Masculine Farms Laboratories, Peyote.
We have exactly what you're looking for here at Mescaline Farms Laboratories Peyote. Great selection of discount prices. You save more so you can buy more. Always what you need grown here locally. You can pick and choose, take only what you like, but you'll only find the best here at Mescaline Farms Laboratories Peyote. We've cornered the market, so we bring the savings to you.
Masculine Farms Laboratories, Peyote. Smile.
Some mornings wake up with sunrise and you already know what you have to do. Then after you reach that first cup of coffee, motivation starts to take over. Stool House brand coffee. Coffee that motivates you to move.
Why spend billions to go to Mars when we could use it to rebuild Earth? Hashtag Architect, hashtag Climate Strike. Since the reopening of the Hard Rock Casino Vancouver, things have been run a little bit differently. There's absolutely no live music to speak of anymore here at the Hard Rock Casino. Live music and production companies can't even book a date because no date has been set for music to return. With social distancing measures in place, seating has been cut back at all of the tables and games, and including the slot machines and roulette have all been cut back by at least a third. And if you saved up a lot of the encore points we're playing on BCLC's Play Now while the pandemic had shut down the casinos, then you may have saved up quite a few points, which, you know, if you were to play in a slot machine, it would be no different than money. But if you happen to want to play table games, you can get a ticket voucher worth that amount of money because it's supposed to be a cashback system as advertised. Unfortunately, you're going to find out that it's not worth anything because when you win, they take away the ticket. So the $25 you originally had, you do not have, which is very deceiving and misleading because the encore points had been advertised as cash value for play. No different than cash to be used inside the Hard Rock Casino.
If you win, you get $25 chip.
But also there's another catch that there's a 24-hour limit to the ticket's validity. And with limits on the games and the amount of people that could be at tables, it's very hard to be able to even find a table that you could use these tickets on. Again, misleading information on what time the tables are being shut down at. They say it's 2 a.m. and that's what's advertised online. But in actuality, you go there and they shut them down at 1:30. But if you're to call them, you'd get a message that says that they're open 24/7 for all of your gaming needs.
Thank you for calling Hard Rock Casino Vancouver. Please join us every day as we are open 24/7 for all your gaming and entertainment needs.
So with all its deception and misleading information, the Hard Rock Casino is back, but not as you remember it. Connor William Sloan Keeler reporting at the Hard Rock Casino Vancouver.
Good morning,
And we're back with more disabled cable. The Great Fear. And this is a story of lost and found. The true story behind the secrecy and the cover-ups of the French royal family. Shortly after funding the U.S. Civil War victory, the French police tax collectors began to steal the money that they were collecting in the name of the king. They overtaxed the working class so they framed the king as greedy. They didn't give the money needed to pay for the king's royal guard armory to the king, but instead used it to pay for the army to challenge the throne. Roughly, South Poyaz, 1789. Rebuilt from the working class taxpayers, sent aristocrats into a panic to save the town from the madness now triggered by the lies and outrage. And there's definitely something wrong in Denmark if the king and queen both lose their heads. The Great Fear. to leave everything behind for your life at age 10. Louis Joseph Legrand XVII is whisked away to Flanders. Royalists cover up the trail to protect the Dauphin's life. Louis finds love in the Alps with a young fashionable he called Pinky. After both his parents were beheaded in 1773, he and his Pinky both got portraits done under the name Baal to show the Royalists he found love. A mother's love goes beyond the grave. Mother Marie Antoinette's heart is preserved to be used as a cover-up to save the young innocent Dauphin's life. You could say the price of freedom was his own mother's heart and the haunting love from beyond the grave. 22 years later, the Legrand Armory is victorious in 1815 Waterloo. Louis XVIII, the Dauphin's uncle, takes back France from the lying snake who robbed the kingdom, Hitler's idol, Napoleon Bonaparte. Uncle Louis XVIII Legrand visits the Dauphin after Waterloo on Louis France Legrand's 35th birthday. Louis France Legrand turns down the throne for domestic life with his Pinky. And then he goes and changes his name again for the third time to Dominic because it sounds like domestic, and that's the point. Domestic knew the war games, and after both parents losing their heads, understood how the wholesome spirit beats the negative forces of evil. Flanders gains independence from Dutch, and in 1840 the Dauphin passes away at the age of 6. The Dauphin's son Carlo had a son named Benjamin, who had a son named Henricus. Then in the start of the 20th century, World War I happened right here in Flanders Fields. As the ace of all aces, known as the Red Baron, is death in the sky circling from above. Scarred cannons, air raid sirens, foxholes, landmines, and the politics go on. Ypres, Flanders, 1919. Claire Margaret Legrand is born August 2nd. Born into the Great Depression of the 1920s, these are the great-great-grandchildren of the lost Dauphin in Canada. Meanwhile, back in the old country in 1938, on land, by sea, and through the air, it was a battle of the B-1 rocket versus the nuclear bomb. Wave after wave of soldiers land on shores and airdrop from the sky as London burns. And the weapon of war to stop the Gestapo before fascism trends to fashion. And now Germany falls. 1944, war ends. Remember your history, Remembrance Day. And Rosemary, my mother, was born last in Claire's children of the 60s, 70s party generation of rock and roll, psychedelic experimentation, freedom, and liberty. Live fast, die young, fuck the system, and fuck the government. Happy hour is 4 a.m. at the Hard Rock Casino. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Then one summer of love, 2 17-year-olds fuck on magic mushrooms. Then the greatest feeling to ever happen happened. I was born. Did the breath test. See if it gets foggy. Trust me, I should prove it. No fog. So what we have here is a 20-karat white diamond. Notice there's no color in the fire. Here's how you test it. Check it out. I'll scratch this glass right here. Check out the marks left on the glass. Okay, there's another way to test it too. Does it float or does it sink? Here, I filled up the bottle with water now. I'll drop it in. It sank straight to the bottom. What does that tell you? As you see, it doesn't fog, it also scratches the glass, it sinks to the bottom, and has white fire. When you feel like you're king of the world, maybe you are. So treat everyone like royalty. What the fuck's the matter with you? Don't you have a life? Starts class for the weekend. You gonna fuck off now.
Gamble, gamble, gamble.
That's Spencer.